Hello students, welcome back to Let's Learn Science. Today in this session we will talk about Golgi apparatus, lysosomes, mitochondria and vacuoles. So let us start without much more delaying. The Golgi apparatus, this important cell organelle was first described by Camillo Golgi, and it is consists of a system of membrane bound vesicles arranged approximately parallel to each other in a stacks called cisterns. That is, that vesicles are arranged approximately parallel to each other. It is not exactly parallel to each other, it is approximately parallel to each other in a stacks called what it is, cisterns. The membranes often have connection with the membrane of endoplasmic reticulum. That is, the membrane of Golgi apparatus connected with the membrane of endoplasmic reticulum, and as a result of that it is to constitute a complex cellular membrane system. Due to the connection of the membrane of Golgi apparatus with the membrane of endoplasmic reticulum, it is to constitute a complex cellular membrane system. The material synthesis near the endoplasmic reticulum, as you come to know that the different materials, as for example the protein is used to synthesis in the endoplasmic reticulum, the endoplasmic reticulum is also synthesis lipids. So the different material that is synthesis in the endoplasmic reticulum is used to packaged and dispersed to various targets inside and outside the cell through Golgi apparatus. So the different materials that is synthesis, and what are the different materials, that is proteins, lipids, as well as some enzymes, so that are packaged as well as distributed. Here dispersed means distributed to various targets. That means where it has to be transported, where the need, where those materials are needed, so it has to be distributed over there. It may be inside or outside the cell with the help of what, the Golgi apparatus. Its function include the storage. Beside that also it is to storage some substances in it, as well as modification and packaging of products in vesicles. It is to package or modify the different products in the vesicles which are approximately parallel to each other. In some cases complex sugars may be made from simple sugars, right? In the Golgi apparatus the complex sugars may be made from what, simple sugars in the Golgi apparatus. The Golgi apparatus is also involved in the formation of lysosome. Beside that also Golgi apparatus is used to perform another most important function, that is it used to help in the formation of lysosome. Next, cell organelle you have to know, that is lysosomes. Lysosomes are kind of waste disposal system of cell. It is to dispose the various waste from the cell, so it can be regarded as the waste disposal system of the cell. Lysosome help to keep the cell clean, and what it is to do, it is to keep the cell clean by digesting any foreign material as well as worn out cell organelles. That is, if any foreign material, some foreign material here means if some germs or some unwanted material that is to enter in the cell, then it is to digest by the lysosomes, as well as it is to digest the worn out cell organelles. The cell organelles which is to worn out in the cell, that is also digested by lysosome. Foreign materials entering the cell such as bacteria, as I told you, some germs, as well as foods, and all organelles end up in the lysosome, and those are end up in the lysosome because lysosome is used to act upon them and it is to clean them from the cell, which break them up into small pieces. Lysosomes are able to do this because they contain powerful digestive enzymes. Now question may arise in your mind that how lysosome is able to digest all this foreign material as well as the old cell organelles which is to earn out. So this is only because of what it contains some powerful digestive enzymes capable of breaking down of all organic material, and they have those enzymes have the capacity to break down all organic material. During the disturbance in cellular metabolism, for example, when the cell, if there is any disturbance in the metabolism in the cell, then what happen? When the cell gets damaged, if the cell is to get damaged, then what happen? Lysosome may burst. Lysosome may what? It may burst and the enzymes digest their own cell. If there is any malfunction in the metabolism, if there is any function or malfunction in the metabolism of the cell, then the lysosome may burst and the enzyme digest their own cell. Therefore, lysosomes are also known as suicide bags or suicidal bags of a cell. That's why it is regarded as the suicide bags. Why it is regarded as a suicide bag? Because during the malfunction of the metabolism in the cell, the lysosome may get burst, and in that case what can it do? It can digest their own cell. As a result of that, the lysosome is called suicide bags of cell. Structurally, lysosomes are membrane bound sac. And what about its structure? It is also membrane bounded cell organelle filled with digestive enzyme, and it is to contain so many powerful digestive enzymes so that it can act upon the foreign material as well as the worn out cell organelles. The enzymes are made by, and the enzymes which are present, which are contained in the lysosome, are made by endoplasmic reticulum. That is, which type of endoplasmic reticulum? Rough endoplasmic reticulum. Next, see the next cell organelle, that is you have to read, that is mitochondria. Mitochondria are known as the powerhouse of the cell. Already you have got this one in your class 8. Why it is called powerhouse of the cell? I hope you know that answer. Why it is called the powerhouse of the cell. Beside that also I will make clear over here. You don't think that sir will not explain this one. Definitely I will tell you that thing. Why it is called powerhouse of the cell? Because mitochondria is used to provide the site for respiration. And here respiration means breaking down of food and release of energy in the cell. So mitochondria is used to provide the site for the cellular respiration. What can you say? That is cellular respiration. That means breaking down of food takes place in the mitochondria and release energy. That's why it is called powerhouse of the cell. And after that, it releases the energy in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate, and that energy is used by the cell for its various purpose or various activities. Right. So mitochondria are known as powerhouse of cell. The energy required for various chemical activities needed for life is released by mitochondria, as I told you, in the form of ATP. And the full form of ATP is adenosine triphosphate molecules. ATP is known as the energy currency of the cell, and it is known as energy currency of the cell because energy is used to provide by the ATP molecules. The body uses energy stored in ATP for making new chemical compound, and this energy is used in the body to make some new chemical compounds and for mechanical work. As I told you, various types of work is to perform by using the energy from the ATP molecules. Mitochondria have two membrane coverings. It is two membrane covering, that is it is double membrane instead of just one. The outer membrane is very porous. The outer membrane is somewhat very porous. It has some holes, while the inner membrane is deeply folded. It is deeply folded so that it can provide the site for respiration. These folds create a large surface for the ATP generating chemical reaction. As I told you, this folded inner surface, right, that is to provide the surface area for ATP generating chemical reaction, so that chemical reaction takes place over in the internal membrane of the mitochondria. Mitochondria are strange organelles in sense that they have their own DNA and ribosomes. So mitochondria is such type of cell organelle that possess what, that contain what, its own DNA, that is deoxyribonucleic acid as well as a ribosome. Therefore, as it have its own DNA as well as ribosome, so mitochondria are able to make some of their own proteins. Some proteins needed for mitochondria can be prepared by itself, as it possesses or as it contains some what, amount of ribosome as well as it has its own DNA. Next cell organelle you see, that is, if it is visible on your screen, then you can see the next cell organelle, that is plastids. Plastids are present only in plant cell, and this cell organelle is used to present in the plant cells. There are two types of plastids. How many types of plastids are there? There are two types of plastids. One is chromoplasts that contain color, or you can say colored plastids, and leucoplasts, that is colorless, or you can say white plastids. Plastids containing pigment chlorophyll are known as chloroplast, and the plastid that contain chlorophyll pigment, that is called chloroplasts. And chloroplasts are important for photosynthesis in plants. As you know that the photosynthetic plant, the plant that can carry out photosynthesis, and in those plants, in their leaf or in the green portion of the plants, what is present? Chloroplast is present, and as a result of that only the plant can carry out the photosynthesis process. Chloroplasts also contain various yellow or orange pigment in addition to chlorophyll, but besides chlorophyll also it may contain some other color pigment also. Leucoplasts are primarily organelles in which materials such as esters, oils and protein granules are stored. And in the colorless plastid, that is leucoplast, over there what happen? Different types of material such as esters, then oils, proteins, granules, right? Esters, oils and protein granules are stored over there in the leucoplast. So that means leucoplast is used to provide the site for storage of different type of material over there. The internal organization of plastids consists of numerous membrane layers. It consists of numerous, that means it consists of so many membrane layers embedded in a material called the stroma. What it is called? Stroma. Membrane embedded in material, and that is called what? Stroma. Plastids are similar to mitochondria in external structure, and the structure of plastids is similar to that of what, mitochondria. Like the mitochondria, plastid also have there, because it also have its own DNA as well as ribosome, so it can also prepare some amount of what, proteins by itself, as it possesses certain, as it contain DNA as well as some amount of ribosomes. Some amount of what? Ribosomes. And our last cell organelle that we have to know, that is vacuoles. What it is? Vacuoles. Vacuoles are storage sacs or solid or liquid content, or you can say the storage sacs in a cell which is to store solid or liquid content of the cell. That particular cell organelle is called vacuoles. Vacuoles are small size in animal cell, but it is very large in size in plant cell. So vacuoles are storage sacs for solid or liquid contents in the cell, and vacuoles are small size in animal cells, while plant cell have very large vacuoles. As I told you, it is smaller in size in animals, but it is large in size in plants. In some plants, what happen? The central vehicle, the central vehicle is the central. That means the main part of the vehicle, or you can say the solution part of the vehicle, which is also called cell shape, and that is contained in some plant or occupy 50 to 90% of the cell volume. So now you can imagine how much larger in size it is found in some plants. In plant cell, vacuoles are full of cell shape. In plant cells, vacuoles are full of cell shape. As I told you, the solution that is found, that is central vacuole, that is termed as the solution part of the vacuole, which is termed as what? Cell shape, and provide turgidity and rigidity to the cell. That is, it is to maintain or support the size and shape of the cell of the plant. Many substances of importance in the life of the plant cell. There are many substances which are required, which are very important in the life of a plant cell for stored in vacuoles. That's different types of chemicals are stored in this cell organelles, that is vacuoles. This includes amino acids, sugars, and various organic acids, and some proteins. And among those important substances that are required for plant cell are some amino acids, then sugars, various organic acids, as well as some proteins are stored in the vacuoles. In single cell organism like amoeba, the food vehicle contains the food items that the amoeba has consumed. In amoeba also, what happen over there, food vehicle is found, which is used to help in the digestion of the food consumed by the amoeba. The food vehicle contains the food item that the amoeba has consumed. In some unicellular organisms, specialized vacuoles also play important role in expelling excess water and some waste from the cell. Besides that, also in unicellular organisms like Paramecium, amoeba, vacuoles is also used to expel the excess amount of water as well as some amount of waste from the cell. So like this way, vacuoles is used to help in the unicellular organisms. Besides that, also vacuoles is used to perform some other very important function also, like it is to keep the herbivore animals from them, or it is to protect the plants against the herbivores. Now we may ask that how vacuoles protect the plants from herbivores, because in the vacuoles, as you come to know, that it is the storage house of so many chemicals like amino acids, sugars, as well as various organic acids and some proteins. So among all these chemicals, that they also possess some chemicals that used to produce such type of smell. So those smell is somewhat very unbearable for the herbivore animals, and as a result of that, the herbivore animals go away from them and doesn't eat them. So like this way, it is to protect the plant from the herbivore animals. Besides that, also it also contains some color pigment that is to help in the pollination. It is to also contain some or store some chemicals, or you can say color pigments, and that is to help in the pollination. So like this way, the vacuoles is used to perform different type of function in a plant cell. So this is all about all the cell organelle which is given in your book. In the lesson, the fundamental unit of a life. Beside that, also another thing given over here in your book, you should know that thing, that is the cell division, how the cell is used to divide. That one I will discuss in my later session. So from all this, all the description that is given in the book, or the content that is given in this lesson, the fundamental unit of life, what can we conclude? Each cell thus acquires its structure and ability to function because of the organization of its membrane and organelles in specific ways. That means each and every cell possess different types of shape and size according to the function they used to perform, as well as the different cell organelle, membrane bounded cell organelle in case of eukaryotic cell, they are in a specific ways. That means in a systematic manner. The cell thus has a basic structural organization. So thus what can we say? It is to play a very important role in the basic structural organization of the organisms by or with the help of different type of cells as well as cell organelles. This help the cell to perform function like respiration, and as a result of that the cells are capable of perform different life processes like respiration, obtaining nutrition, and clearing of waste material, that is removing of waste material from the body, or forming new proteins. Whatever it may be, that are all activities are possible in the cell only because of presence of different types of cell as well as different types of cell organelle. As you know that the different cell are assigned the different types of activities, as well as the different cell organelle is also used to perform the different types of tasks in the cell for the survival of the cell. Thus the cell is the fundamental structural unit of living organism. It is also the basic functional unit of life. So that's what we say, it is the foundation of living being as well as structural unit. Only because of cell the living organism is used to get its structure, as well as it is the basic functional unit of life. And what are the different types of function that is to carry out by the living organism? That is only because of the cell. Thus we can conclude that cell is the fundamental structural unit of living organism, and it is also the basic functional unit of life. So this is all about this lesson. I hope you understood it properly. Beside that also, if you have any doubts and confusion, then you can comment me in my comment section, and if you like the video, then please subscribe the channel and share it. Thank you.